Hey, IDS 301. Welcome to Module 4. Uh, so let's get right into it. I want to talk a little bit about papers now that, you're going to submit papers. What I'd like you to do is use a running head. You should know how to do that, where you just have kind of your name and the name of the assignment. Uh, Having a, old-fashioned heading is a little bit bulky there. All you need, I want you to have your name on your paper. That's important. And just do a running head if you know how to do that. If you don't, try to Google that and see. Um, I'll get down to this later. Let me move this. Rearranging some furniture here. By the way, I'm trying to get my lighting better. I know it was like I was videoing from Oregon forest fires last week because I rearranged my desk and stuff. So I had to move around and whatever. Just trying to not make it too unpleasant. Um, Remember not to email me your work. If we're having an issue of any type, I do want you to upload it in the same place, and I'll make sure that that place is still open to upload. If it's not, I'm sure you'll let me know, right? But I don't score emailed work, except the Easter eggs, of course, or if I specifically ask for it, which is very rare. Okay. Um, Wanted to point out in the book. Oh, it's over here. I want to point out in the text that I do notice that Tanner does not always capitalize disciplines. In fact, he may not capitalize them. Uh, that is his prerogative, and he's doing that. He already knows what disciplines are, what the disciplines are. I'm having you capitalize them because in our world, disciplines are proper nouns. Okay, and I've explained that, and it's not that anybody did any different, but I want to remind you, in case you're seeing that from Tanner, that's his prerogative. I'm just saying that I want us to capitalize them because I want to give them the importance that I think they inherently deserve as being separate silos of learning. Okay. Um, let's get Easter egg number one out of the way yet. I put the Easter egg numbers here and I forgot to write what the Easter egg numbers are going to be. Well, let's do this. Let's just do Easter egg number one is integrative steps. I don't know. I'll get into that, but integrative steps. Okay, so module four is a continuation of module three pretty much, and you'll see that in the opening page. And We're continuing on, especially because of the maps assignment, right? The readings this week, or this module, because it's not necessarily a week, module four, the learning materials, I think it's 6, 7, and 8. Yeah, chapter 6, 7, 8. They're focused on research methods, integrative methods, and regular research methods. And they're important. You're not going to be doing that kind of research in this class yet, but if you have me for 302, you will. And other topic courses as well, you might be introduced to basic methods of research, okay? So let's get on that. Now, again, it's reading heavy, of course, but I think with chapters 6, 7, and 8, again, they're relatively brief. 6 is 11 pages, 7 is 9 pages, 8 is 5 pages. Okay, so that's not where you're going to get all the meat of this module. In the supplemental materials, Newell, A Theory of Interdisciplinary Studies, which is approximately 23 pages, I think, 22 pages. And then Klein's Integrative Core, that's 13, 15 pages. And then you've got the one-page Repko, Newell, and Klein IDS models that I put together. And then you've got the Tanner model that we've been using now for this 301 and my 302 because we find it to be a conglomeration of the other methods that somewhere in there we have a little issues with, depending. It's not a one size fits all. Tanner's 5 steps is more like a one size fits all in terms of research and getting you an idea. So be sure to look at those, because you're going to learn that Newell, Klein, and Repko, right, are very, very important voices in this area. Okay, so you've got like what, Bill Newell. Uh, he was big, and he started, I think, the Association of Interdisciplinary Studies. He's got a theory of interdisciplinary studies written out here that it's quite fascinating, and it should advance your competency in this area quite a bit. Klein's theory of the integrative core is a little heady, but you'll see a couple of pages here are diagrams and lists and such. But and then there's a whatchamacallit, a little process diagram that you can understand and see it. This again is a little more heady, but it's well within your wheelhouse to learn that. Then to take a look at the broad model by Alan Repko. Okay, that's big. I mean, the broad model is what we used to teach here, the 6 steps. Okay, and then there's the 7 steps to integration from William Newell, and there's the integrative process from William Newell as well. He's got a 7 steps integration, but he also has the integrative process of a number of steps, more like 13. And then you've got Julie Thompson Klein, the integrative core. It's simplified to 10 steps. And then you could see her expanded steps and then her detailed steps. Pretty impressive work there. But looking at this, I think it helps to, again, contextualize what it is we're talking about with interdisciplinary studies and integration. This is where you see the meat and the potatoes, so take a scoop and whatever. Sorry about that. Okay, let's see, where am I at now? I'm on Easter egg number 2. Okay, we already did Easter egg number 1 as integrative steps. Let's just do, let's talk Tanner's 5 steps. Let's see, because there's a separate printout for that. Let's call it the Tanner IDS model. IDS model. The Tanner IDS model. It's 5 steps. That's your Easter egg number 2, the Tanner IDS model, because I want you to look at that and really get that one. Because if you read through the other ones and then you look at the Tanner model, you're going to see how it encompasses those other ones within it. Not as specific, of course, because there's less steps, but it gets to the point. Number 1, define a complex issue or problem. Be specific and provide background information concerning the issue or the problem. Number 2, justify an interdisciplinary approach. Number 3, locate sources. Number 4, critically analyze. Number 5, create and discuss. I shortchanged those last 4, but you get the idea. In my 302, we use this model to develop a research project, research paper, which we do a step every module. After an intro module, we have step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think it works well. I've seen students come up with some really great work. So look at that, because that's a good matchup to your text, especially if you bought it for future use. Now let's go and advance to looking at in the module, there is a discussion board about gorgeous networks. Gorgeous, just chef's kiss gorgeous. It's a website. It's 5 years old now, which to me is a snap of the fingers. To you, it's like a quarter of your life. I hate how that works. But it's very appropriate today. It's a visualization of different types of networks and visualized different ways. Fascinating. The graphic art here, the fascinating way they develop these networks and show them is absolutely amazing. And I'd like you to go through and look at all of them. It's just one scroll down page. There's probably 20 here. If you'd like to watch the TED Talk, let me see. Yep, it's a TED Talk that goes on for 12 minutes. The discussion then is for you to, yeah, we got to watch the video, I guess. That's part of it. The discussion then talks about it, 250 words. Some of you are really good at word count. You give me 251. You just do that to make me check, right? And I see it. My eldest son, who graduated from Cronkite, used to be so proud of himself. He'd come and say, Dad, look at this, minimum 250. I did 251. So you guys are taking me back to those days. The other guy over there, he'd probably write 500 words. uh, so check that out because it's very interesting. And again, dealing with networks, dealing with your skill set, what you're going to do with this knowledge you get out of this IDS. Yes, you're getting your knowledge from your two concentrations. Very important. But then you're going to get this center knowledge that should help you in critical thinking and seeing issues and problems and ideas a little differently, maybe. Okay, there's that growth that I think at any age you can have that, and it's going to be really important. So work on that. Let's see here. Then we have, oh, my baby, the North Dakota Norway experiment. I spotted this in a Mother Jones article a couple years ago and jumped all over it because it's got IDS written all over it. It's fascinating. And I used to be a sergeant in corrections back in Milwaukee County, as well as Maricopa County. And so it really hit home in our justice system, incarceration system, and all the flaws that we have to deal with. Some of you are taking, oh, I should say my other course. Some of them are taking on that topic. North Dakota prison, North Dakota's Norway experiment is fascinating. A state like North Dakota, which would be considered a red state politically, I suppose, but the top two officials in the prison system in North Dakota are women, and they went to Norway to look at how their experiment in incarceration is going. Think you'll find the article fascinating. Let me link on it to make sure it opens. Yes, full color pictures. It's an exciting video to see, and I think all of us it could resonate in some way, shape, or form. You know, to the it fits everyone. So I think it's a great. This is one where you don't have to do responses, but remember there are 5 prompts here, and I'd like you to number your responses to them. You can add the prompts, not add the prompts, but as long as I got the numbers, I'd like to see that. It helps me to assimilate what you wrote and to understand it. Okay. Again, I want to talk about the grammar and spelling is fine in your discussion post. What I'd like you to be sure to do is break it up in paragraphs. And to do that in discussion board, it's just easy enough to skip a line, wherever you want to do a paragraph. It helps me to, again, to read, helps any of the reader. When you drive home a large paragraph, and that's how I see it too, it's just very off-putting in terms of giving it the credit that maybe it due, and you'd feel that way as a reader as well. So please be advised of that. Do not use Tanner as a source. I will meet you in compromise in terms of, unless you're going to bring something completely outside of the class, then you can cite it on the bottom. It's fine. It's cited in the text. But if not, if you want to mention Tanner, but don't go through a big whole passage of a quote, and make sure when you do quotes that you have open quotes, close quotes, okay? Anywhere that you do that, of course. But the discussion board's a little more informal, okay, just a little. So that's why I'm not worried about paragraph indents and all kinds of citations and this and that. I just want you to write and use what you need to use. If you want to say in the article, North Dakota, Norway experience with Mother Jones, blah, 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 then that's fine. You don't have to list it at the bottom. Don't worry about it. The discussion board doesn't lend itself well to formatting like a Word doc will. Okay, so I'm very kind of lenient on that, but get your spelling right, your capitalizations right, your grammar right. I'd appreciate that. Okay, let's see. All right, so that's a good one. I like that one. And now what else do we have here? All right, there's a quiz again, same format, the other quizzes. And then we get into your maps, which are due on September 22nd, right? Okay, a week from today. Oh no, that's the quiz. I am sorry. Maps is due September 24th, a week from Thursday. Okay, so maps again. Look at the Now, if you want to go back to Module 3, remember learning materials, I have that template Word doc with each of the 8 criteria listed, okay? 8 prompts you're going to write about, right? If you need to go that. If not, well, you submit it here. They're listed again in detail, okay? Some of the things you need to address. Okay, I would like you to do it in that format. Number 1, description of discipline subject matter. Write about it. Number 2, subfields within a discipline. Write what you need to write. Same with 3 key concepts, 4 current theories, 5 academic journals, 6 professional and academic associations, 7 research questions, and 8 research methods and techniques. It's 100 points. I am not posting a sample because these are self-explanatory. You've had, a couple weeks, 10 days to do this assignment. I don't expect you to work on it every day, but I can tell when somebody starts and finishes it on the due date. Okay, and I'd like to see some thought go into it to find this information. If you did one of these a day, you'd get it all done just fine too. So however you want to do it, but it needs to be organized and it needs to have all the bells and whistles in terms of formatting. Okay, it needs to have a in-text citations and works cited list. It needs to have paragraph indents. It should have no highlighting color. It should just be black Times New Roman 12. You could highlight or bold you can bold the subsections, the numbered things. That's fine. Try to stay away from too many bullet points. I don't want to see a paper full of bullet points. But if there's a list of something, I prefer to read it in a list form of some type than I would just all kinds of prose. I'm sure you'll be fine. Don't overthink it. Contact me if you have questions about it. I would say, again, don't use the text as a source. It's a cheap source, I'm going to be honest. And it's more for my 302 than 301 because they use it constantly. It's a cheap source. It shows a lack of academic rigor, which means I'm going to go and find this material. Now remember back in Module 3 Learning Materials, I gave you the link for the ASU library, okay? And I'm going to go back to that and talk about peer-reviewed sources because I do not want you to use Wikipedia, so no Wikipedia, no dictionary, no Investopedia, no cron.com, no New York Times, okay? Avoid .coms. That's the best way I can say it. So looking at the maps assignment, let's see. Oh, nope, sorry. Let's look at the Interdisciplinary Studies Library Resources. Okay, so here it is here. They've got something, disciplinary maps assignment. Again, it's an old link. Librarian's not with us anymore. Okay, description of discipline and subfields. It's all here. Let's see. Finding books. There's a tutorial on that. Using the ASU library catalog, locating books on a shelf. Don't worry about it. Here's my verbal method to tell you. You go to the ASU library. Type in your keywords. All right. I'm going to say economics. I don't know why. It's not a subject of my strength at all. Okay, so I'm going to say economics. It's a very general topic, right? Very general, okay? And it's going to have a million different things, whatever. On the right side, you're going to show filter my results. Let's see. Hold on a second. Where is it? Where is it? Where's my filters? Stand by, please. What did they do with my filters? Hold on a second. I know I should have been ready, but when did they change this? Let's go back. I'm going to go back to my home page, and I'm going to go to my ASU, and I'm going to go 20 minutes. I didn't plan on that. I'm going to go to library as soon as it comes up here. Okay, so let's see. Library on my ASU page. It's up on one of the blurbs up on top. Okay, so I'm going to type in economic theory, and I'm going to search. Okay, and there it is. It didn't come up before. Filter my results. Underneath that, you'll have these options. Peer-reviewed journals. Bam, you check on it. Then also you would check on full text online. Bam. I can search now and apply those filters, and I'm going to get peer-reviewed work from journals, and which, the Journal of Economic Theory. Whoa, there's a good one, right? And the full text is available online. So that's how I find sources that are peer-reviewed, okay? Remember that and use those in your MAPS assignment. Hey, if you can have a citation or sources, citations for each of those categories, if appropriate, that's going to rock. Okay, I might want to use yours as a sample for the next class. Okay, so that's kind of it. Let me know if you have any questions. Easter egg number 3 is simple. I'm going to say peer-reviewed sources. Okay, remember, newspapers, magazines are not peer-reviewed sources. 22 and a half minutes is way too long. I apologize. I'll make video shorter. Let me know if you have any questions, though, okay? Comments or concerns. Let's see, last time we did this, I had, what was Easter egg number? Oh, I didn't do Easter egg number 3, did I? Was that the class I didn't do? Is this the class I said I was going four-wheeling? I didn't. My buddy couldn't go. Mom wouldn't let him out to play. Forks up. Peace. If you don't know what I was talking about, I am sorry. You got the wrong class. See ya.